I want to tell you a story about attitude. I was on a tram going down Toorak Road one day towards Chapel Street. If you've ever been on that tram, there's a little bit of a decline. So as we're on this tram going down, we gathered speed, and the tram driver could be heard saying, "Whee!" Now, if you've been on Melbourne trams, you'd have to agree that this is unusual. And I needed to find out who was driving the tram, so I went down to her and I said, "Gee, you're a joy germ, you're a happy chops. Why so happy?" She said, "I never used to be. The traffic used to bother me, the passengers used to bother me, I used to get uptight until one day I woke up and said, I have to change. If I don't change my outlook, I have to stop doing this." So she said, "Now I come to work to have fun." She said, "I have jokes with the passengers. I don't let the other drivers bother me." See what she's saying? She's choosing her response. "And I have a ball every day." And apart from that, everyone that got on the tram could feel that. And I think we so quickly transfer our attitude to other people. We don't always realise it, but I think we know when we've got someone negative with us. Let's demonstrate that, shall we, Shane? Let's have a situation where Shane comes to work. Do you want to be the misery guts or the happy chops?
I'll be the misery guts.
Okay, Shane's going to be the misery... Shane's going to be the misery guts. I'm going to be the happy chops. Now, Shane's just arriving for work. Have a look at his attitude. Have a look at the way he sees the day. Good morning.
Well, what's good about it?
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I'm dreading today.
Why?
We're going to be so busy. And Jodie called. She's not coming in.
Oh, she said she was sick yesterday, getting the flu.
She's always sick.
Well, that's not entirely true.
And we've got that meeting today. They're introducing the new system. Meeting at 10 o'clock.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
There was nothing wrong with the old system. It worked perfectly well.
It was too slow, Shane.
We've had it for years.
I
It's
know,
no
and
problem.
that's the problem. It was too slow. I'm looking forward to it. I think it holds a lot of promise.
And you know what else?
What?
Jobs will go.
There's been nothing said about jobs.
And that's the reason. They've said nothing. They'll go. Anyway, I can't bear to start the day without a coffee.
Well, he's fixed me. Have you noticed that it just takes one person to come to work in a bad mood, then there's two, then there's three? How many of you have had that experience? And then the whole department's wound down, they pick up the phone, they transfer it to another department. At the end of the day, the whole organisation's depressed because one person didn't know how to control their attitude. Well, let's see if we can, with a little mind control, train your mind to select positive thoughts. Let's demonstrate that. And assuming that Shane is now a happy chops, can you change your behaviour? Yes, we are not our behaviour. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning, Patricia.
How are you?
Excellent.
Gee, what are you on? It's a fact that if you are exuberant or happy, what do people say? What are you on? And then they say, any left? All right, so let's try that again. Good morning.
Good morning, Patricia.
How are you, Shane?
Excellent.
Gee, very nice. What are you so happy about?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to today.
Why?
Oh, we're going to be so busy. Jodie's not here. I'll be doing her work. Isn't it good that she's at home getting well? And the new system, the meeting about the new system at 10 o'clock, I love change. Could I get you a cup of coffee, Patricia?
Well, you can see the effect that had on me. But a good question. As you're watching those role plays, which one are you? Isn't it easy to whinge? You know, someone met up with me the other day, and she's a Joy gem. In fact, her name's Joy. And she said, how are you? And I told her. And I thought afterwards, you misery guts. I mean, you can even teach this and fall into the trap, can't you? We've always got some good news to report, and it lifts other people. So, I loved your comment. I love change. That's you, isn't it? I love change. Give me more. I'm looking for the opportunity in change. Even the words, how are you today? How many times do we ask people how they are, or we're asked and we say those words, not bad? Not bad. Not too bad. That's because we're expecting something pretty awful, but as it turned out, it wasn't as bad as we thought it was. A fellow said to us at a seminar one day, didn't he, Shane? He said, I'm always asking people how they are. And if they say not bad, he said, I give them a card. And he says, as I give it, I say, if it gets any worse, give me a call. His job? Funeral director. What we're saying here is, when we say train your mind, we have enormous power as human beings that I don't think we use. Sports psychology perhaps comes close, where athletes are trained to think certain thoughts before an event. Yep. What we're saying here is that we have a choice each day the way we interpret what's going on around us. We can magnify the positive or we can magnify the negative. We, through our thoughts, beliefs and words, which are totally within our control, we can change those. We have the power to enhance or take away from any day. And we have to get into the habit of looking at things in a different way. One idea that we usually give to people is an ABC of changing their thoughts. A is to be aware of what you're thinking about. Any time you're being negative. What am I thinking about? And B is to go to your breathing. Because it breaks the pattern. Breathing, relaxing, changing your thoughts. C for changing your thoughts. ABC, awareness of your thoughts, go to your breathing and change your thoughts. So what we're saying here is that the power of the mind can be your greatest asset. And one way to get things into perspective is through laughter. How many of you turn to laughter in tough times? Or you look for the funny side naturally? And I saw some of you people coming in, you've got a wonderful sense of humour. How many of you married someone for their sense of humour? Who wishes they'd married someone? We love laughter. We're so convinced about the benefits of laughter that we wrote a book on it called You Won't Die Laughing. Shame? And we say that you won't die laughing for these reasons. The first reason is that when you laugh, you lose control. You're totally relaxed. Sometimes we laugh even when we don't want to laugh. Maybe you don't like the person who's telling the joke, but the joke's too good and you give way. And then you're furious afterwards, oh, it made me laugh. So you just can't be tense when you're laughing. Another reason why laughter's so good for you is because it does renew perspective. You know, a tight situation, you say, what's funny about this? And you see things entirely differently. We say to ourselves, don't we, I'll look back on this and laugh. Why do we wait? It's to have the skill to turn to that. I think we worry about people who don't have a sense of humour. Yep. Another benefit of laughter is that when you're laughing, when you're laughing, you are fully in the moment. You're not worried about the future, you're not regretting the past. Have you noticed that? And all of the great philosophies of the world suggest that when we're in the present moment, we're at our happiest. Another reason why we say you won't die laughing has to do with the health benefits. See, now you're laughing, that's a woman laughing, and she knows that the muscle group that's being tested is the pelvic floor. And a woman said to me one day, she said, look, the way you learn to remember when to do your pelvic floor exercises, she said, put a red dot around the house, red dots everywhere, so that when you see them, you remember to do your contractions. And that was okay till I went to the supermarket. And they had the red spot specials. I couldn't get my shopping done. All right, well, let's have some laughter, shall we, Shane? Or some jokes. What have you got there?
A few jokes from our book, You Won't Die Laughing. What should you give a man who has everything? A woman to show him how it works. A young couple invited their church minister for Sunday dinner. While they were in the kitchen preparing the meal, the minister asked their son what they were having. Goat, the boy replied. Goat, replied the startled man of the cloth. Are you sure about that? Yep, said the boy. I heard Dad say to Mum, might as well have the old goat for dinner tonight as any other day. That's one from the Reader's Digest. And here's one you'll love. Let's play a game called Bureaucracy. The first one to make a decision loses.
Very good. Someone described humour once as, it's like changing a baby's nappy. It doesn't fix the problem, but it makes everyone feel better. And I think laughing at yourself, how many of you now feel comfortable laughing at yourself? And when other people are laughing, you join in. So where do you find ways to strengthen your sense of humour? You've got to rent some funny videos. You've got to see some funny movies. You've got to make time for the jokes. How about turning your fridge door into a humour board? Start putting cartoons up, listening to funny stories, reading funny stories, uplifting material, humour from the internet. And you send that out all the time, don't you, Shane? So there are lots of ways, lots of ways that you can boost your sense of humour. But you've got to put the humour in if you're going to get it out. And to make time for that. We know that it's not the fun that's killing us, it's the seriousness. And when people look back on their lives and they ask what would they do differently, most say they would have had more fun. They don't say, I would have taken life more seriously, I would have volunteered for more committees, I would have got to work earlier, I would have worked back. They say, would have had more fun. And you see, humour, laughter is a way of getting to that fun place. And for feeling good, it's the quickest way to get into a good mood. So what you might do is put some CDs or tapes of humour in the car or on a Walkman to listen on the way to work or when you get home. Imagine if you walked into the house at night with a smile on your face or laughing, instead of being prepared to share the bad news of the day with someone else. So it's getting into the habit. If you put the humour in, then you get the humour out. Laughter, the quickest way to change the way that you feel. Our next idea for staying